Ever wondered what it takes to become a DevOps engineer? Well, you've come to the right place. DevOps, a fusion of development and operations, is an innovative approach that bridges the gap between development and operations teams. It's all about fostering a culture of collaboration and transparency, aiming to increase speed, efficiency, and quality of software delivery. Now let's talk about the role of a DevOps engineer. They're like superheroes in the tech world, a crucial cog in the machine, working behind the scenes to ensure seamless software development and deployment. They build and maintain tools for deployment, monitor operations, and troubleshoot issues along the way. Their work is fundamental to a company's success, as they enable faster production of software products and services. So, are you ready to embark on this exciting journey? To wear the cape of a DevOps engineer? Fantastic. Let's now dive into the roadmap to becoming a Devo engineer. First things first, you need to understand the essentials. To become a DevOps engineer, you will need to get comfortable with a few fundamental skills. These are the building blocks for your journey, and they're non-negotiable. So let's dive right in. The first essential is understanding Linux fundamentals. Linux is the backbone of many servers and systems in the tech world, so a good grasp of the basics, like the Linux command line and system administration, is crucial. This isn't something you can learn overnight, but investing time in mastering Linux will pay off in the long run. Next up, we've got scripting languages. You don't need to be a programming guru, but you should at least be familiar with one or two scripting languages. Python and Bash are great places to start. They're widely used in DevOps for automating tasks. So having these skills in your toolbox will be a huge advantage. Then there's the understanding of networks. Networks are the highways of data, and as a DevOps engineer, you'll need to understand how data travels and interacts. This includes knowledge of protocols, IP addresses, HTTP, and DNS. It's like learning a new language, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to troubleshoot and optimize your systems like a pro. Last but not least, you'll need a good grasp of version control systems, especially Git. This is a tool used to track changes in source code during software development, and it's a critical component of any DevOps pipeline. These essentials are just the tip of the iceberg, but they form a solid foundation. They're your first step into the world of DevOps, and mastering them is essential to your success. Remember, like any other journey, becoming a DevOps engineer is not about sprinting to the finish line. It's about steady progress and continuous learning. So take your time, be patient with yourself, and embrace the learning process. Once you have a firm grasp on the essentials, it's time to proceed to the next step. With the basics under your belt, it's time to familiarize yourself with the tools of the trade. Let's start with Docker. Think of Docker as your personal handyman, making life easier by creating, deploying, and running applications through containers. These containers allow developers to package up an application with all the parts it needs, like libraries and dependencies, and ship it all out as one package. This means you're able to work in a consistent environment, avoiding the classic, "well, it worked on my machine" issue. Next up, we have Jenkins, your continuous integration friend. Jenkins automates various stages of your software delivery process. It's like having a personal assistant who is always ready to build, test, and deploy your code. It's a tool that keeps up with the fast-paced world of DevOps, ensuring swift delivery of updates without compromising on quality. Then there's Ansible. If Docker is your handyman and Jenkins your assistant, then Ansible is your orchestra conductor. It's an open-source automation tool, or platform if you like, that handles software provisioning, configuration management, and application deployment. In simple terms, Ansible makes sure all the different elements of your project are working in harmony. Lastly, let's talk about Kubernetes, which is a bit like a ship captain. It's an open-source platform designed to automate deploying, scaling, and managing containerized applications. Kubernetes ensures that your applications, much like a fleet of ships, are sailing smoothly, maintaining service stability, and handling the workload efficiently. In the grand orchestra of DevOps, these tools are your key players. Docker packages your applications, Jenkins automates their delivery, Ansible ensures all elements work in harmony, and Kubernetes keeps the entire operation running smoothly. These tools aren't just nice to have, they're fundamental to the DevOps lifecycle. Each one of these tools has a unique role, but together, they form a powerful ensemble that can streamline your work, increase productivity, and ultimately enable faster and more reliable software delivery. Mastering these tools is a crucial step in your DevOps journey. Knowledge is nothing without practice. It's time to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty. Let's face it, there's no substitute for hands-on experience, especially when it comes to DevOps. You can read all the books, watch all the tutorials, but until you've actually put your skills into action, you're only halfway there. This field, like many others in the technology sector, is highly practical. It's about problem solving, innovating, and improving processes. And these are skills you hone by doing, not just by learning. So, how do you gain practical experience in DevOps? Well, there are several ways to do this. First, consider contributing to open source projects. These projects are a goldmine of learning opportunities. They provide a real-world platform where you can apply your knowledge, learn from others, and even make mistakes in a safe environment. Plus, they give you a chance to work with a team, which is an essential part of any DevOps role. Another strategy is to create your own projects. This could be anything from setting up your own continuous integration pipeline to automating a simple task using a configuration management tool. The point is to get your hands on the tools and technologies that DevOps engineers use daily. Don't shy away from challenges. Remember, every problem you encounter is an opportunity to learn something new. When things don't go as planned, take a step back, reassess, and try again. It's through these trials and errors that you'll really start to understand the intricacies of DevOps. And of course, don't forget to document what you've done. Keeping a record of your projects, the challenges you faced, and how you overcame them can serve as a valuable reference for future projects. Plus, it's a great way to showcase your skills to potential employers. In the end, it all boils down to this. The more you practice, the more proficient you become. So don't wait for an opportunity to come your way. Create your own. Dive in, get your hands dirty, and start gaining that valuable DevOps experience now. Remember, the more you practice, the more proficient you become. In the tech world, the learning never stops. This statement rings particularly true in the realm of DevOps. With the technology landscape continuously evolving, staying updated with the latest tools and trends is not just an option, it's a necessity. Think of it as being on a journey where the route keeps changing. To navigate effectively, you need a reliable map. That's where resources for continuous learning come into play. Online courses can provide structured learning paths that guide you through the complexities of DevOps. They often offer up-to-date information, making them a valuable tool in your learning arsenal. Then, there are tech blogs. These are like signposts along your journey, offering insights into the latest trends, tools, and best practices. They allow you to learn from the experiences of others, which can save you valuable time and effort. Community forums, on the other hand, are like travel companions. They provide a platform to ask questions, share knowledge, and learn from fellow travelers. Continuous learning is what keeps you relevant in the ever-evolving tech landscape. So, keep learning, keep exploring, and you'll find your way in the exciting world of DevOps. To give you a better understanding, let's look at some real-life examples and success stories. Take the case of Netflix, the popular streaming service. Back in the early 2000s, Netflix was still a DVD by mail service, but they saw the potential of online streaming and made the bold move to shift their entire operation to the cloud. Behind this massive transition was an army of DevOps engineers. They were the ones who ensured that the transition was smooth, and that Netflix could serve its content to millions of viewers simultaneously without a hitch. Today, Netflix is a global phenomenon serving over 200 million subscribers worldwide. Another great example is Etsy, an e-commerce website focused on handmade or vintage items. In the late 2000s, Etsy was experiencing significant problems with site stability. The site was frequently down, and updates were a nightmare. This is when they decided to adopt DevOps practices. The DevOps team at Etsy worked tirelessly to transform their operations. They implemented continuous integration, automated testing, and continuous delivery. The result? Etsy drastically reduced its downtime and increased its speed of updates from once every few weeks to multiple times a day. Let's not forget Amazon, the e-commerce giant. In the mid-2000s, Amazon was struggling with long and complex software deployment processes. They decided to adopt a DevOps approach, breaking down their development process into small, manageable parts. The DevOps engineers at Amazon played a crucial role in implementing this change. They ensured a smooth transition, and as a result, Amazon was able to accelerate its deployment process from once every few weeks to several times a day. These stories highlight the role of DevOps engineers in driving significant changes within their companies. From facilitating a major transition like Netflix's move to the cloud, to improving site stability and speed of updates like Etsy, to streamlining deployment processes like Amazon. It's clear that the skills and expertise of a DevOps engineer can have a transformative impact on a company's operations. These examples show the significant role of a DevOps engineer in a company's success. So, are you ready to embark on your journey to becoming a DevOps engineer? We've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding the essentials of DevOps, its tools, gaining the necessary experience, to the importance of continuous learning. We've also shared some inspiring real-life success stories that highlight the crucial role of DevOps engineers in various industries. Starting this journey may seem daunting, but remember, every expert was once a beginner. Like any other field, it's all about taking the first step and then consistently moving forward. Use this roadmap as your guide, take one step at a time, and before you know it, you'll be well on your way to becoming a proficient DevOps engineer. And as you progress, don't forget to share your knowledge, contribute to the DevOps community, and help others who are just starting out. Remember, the road to becoming a DevOps engineer is a journey, not a destination. Happy coding!